Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and happy Easter, everyone. Today we're going to be playing, unsurprisingly, Easter Basket, where you've got a whole bunch of coloured eggs, supposedly that's come from a bunny, that only comes out at Easter, that Sleuth is hunting and collecting in this phenomenal looking meadow. I can tell you right now that spring doesn't quite look like this over here. It's pretty cold. It's 6 degrees Celsius, so like low 40s Fahrenheit. Pretty cold. And as a result, I've actually got a blanket on me whilst I'm recording this particular puzzle. Anyway, enough of me complaining about the weather, very British. Let's take a look at today's puzzle and rule set with Easter Basket by Will Power. You can clearly see references to the various coloured Easter eggs there in the basket. You've got a purple egg, a red egg, a green egg, all beautiful spring colours. Rules-wise, we've got normal Sudoku rules, German whispers, Dutch whispers with a bit of a twist, although normally what Willpower has is like a plus sign when he's got a bit of a twist. Essentially, no fives are appearing on the red line, so we'll come to that. RENBANs, killer cages, and KROPKI pairs, and there are no negative constraints. So if you know what all of that means, you know what to do. Link in the description down below for you to play. On the off chance that you don't, quick walkthrough. Normal Sudoku means place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row. Every column, of course, every 3x3 box, so nothing unusual here. German whispers, so numbers on green lines are at least 5 apart from their neighbours on the line. So if this cell is a 2, the neighbours would have to be 7, 8, or 9 to be 5 or more away. And obviously, if this one happened to be an 8, this would have to be 1, 2, or 3 to be 5 or more away from it. And you oscillate between high digits 6, 7, 8, 9, low digits 1, 2, 3, 4, and back and forth you go. Dutch whispers, numbers on red lines are at least 4 apart from their neighbours on the line, and no 5s appear on red lines. Numbers may repeat on green and red lines if allowed by other rules. So we have, let's say, a 1 in here. This cell would have to be 4 or more away. Normally, on Dutch whispers, that will be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but we have been explicitly told that we don't have any 5s. And that makes this a lot easier because now we're going to be oscillating between high digits and low digits once again, just like German whispers. RENBANs, numbers on purple lines, are each a set of non-repeating consecutive numbers in any order. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cell RENBAN. So essentially we're either going to have the digits 1 through to 8 or 2 through to 9. Explicitly here I am saying 1 through to 8 or 2 through to 9 because there are no repeat digits allowed. Yes, these two cells are in different rows, columns, and boxes, but because they're on the same RENBAN line, I cannot repeat digits. So I have to have 8 discrete and consecutive digits. Then we've got killer cages. So numbers in cages sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. It doesn't say anything about the fact that they cannot repeat, but no need because they're always either in the same box, column, or row. So these two cells must add up to 10, these two cells must add up to 4, 12, etc. Then last but not least, we've got KROPKI pairs. Numbers in a white dot between them are consecutive. So if that cell is a 1, this consecutive cell would have to be a 2. If this happened to be a 4, this would have to be 3 or 5 for it to be consecutive, etc., etc. No negative constraint, so an 8 here with a 7, clearly consecutive, no white dot, all of that is allowed. So, as always, to play along, link in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. There's quite a few places to start. So, 12 cage on a German whisper line. 12 in 2 cells is either 5, 7, or it's 4, 8, or it's 3, 9. Which one of these have digits that are 5 or more away? Well, it's only the 3, 9 pair. We can probably keep going here with the 10 cage. Admittedly, 2, 8 would work, as would 1, 9. And I actually don't have, well, hang on. So this is 1, 3 because that's a 4 cage in 2 cells. Not quite enough. 5 cage. Oh yeah, of course, here's something. Right. The thing to remember about German whispers, and in this particular case, Dutch whispers, is that they oscillate between low and high digits. The fact that this cell is on a 5 cage tells me that this is a low digit. Can't have 6 plus minus 1 to get to 5. This has to be a low digit of 1, 2, 3, 4. The neighbors are therefore high digits. This is back to low. Remember, no 5, so I don't actually have to worry about this. So I can actually just color all of these and go around the entire grid, I suspect. Or very nearly, because this German whisper line is isolated from the others. But I'll take it. This is pretty close. So we have nearly polarity on all of our cells, which is fantastic. Where do I go from here is the question. I mean, 11 cage, 7 and 4 are too close. So this is 9 with a 2 or 8 with a 3. And of course it's not a 3 because of the 4 cage. So that's our break-in. 9, 2. This is now 7, 8 or 9 to be 5 or more away. 9 on this RENBAN tells me that this is a 2 through to 8 RENBAN. This 9 tells me that is not repeating. That is 3. That is 9, and that gives me polarity on this side as well. So these are lows, this is high, and we've got them everywhere now. This 10 cage, which could have been 1, 9, is still possible. Can't be 2, 8 anymore because it would conflict, so that's just 1, 9, 1, 3 over here. That 3, of course, gave me a 1, 3 down there as well. The 3 tells me that this is... Did I miscount it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, I did. Because you can see the Sudoku is forcing 1, 4 in here, basically, especially with the 3 not being available. I'm going to rewind. Excuse me. No, this is correct. The reason this was valid is I didn't need repeats. So the 9 removed the 9 option here. Yeah, so this is correct. It's just my assertion that there were no 1s is clearly incorrect now. 1, 4 pair in here. And this is a low digit. That could be anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, because this is quite high with a 9. This is 1, 2, 3. This is a low digit that is not 1, 4, or 3. It can only be a 2. Dutch whispers, remember, so this could be as low as 6, and then it could be any of 6, 7, 8, 9. Not necessarily helpful. This is not 2 or 3, this is 1 or 4. We can get away with a 4 with an 8, 9 pair, or even double 9 or double 8. They are in different rows, columns, and boxes. This cell is 1, 2, or 4. 4 does work because, oh no, it's German whisper, so 4 doesn't. So this is 1, 2 with 3 or 4. The white KROPKI dot will tell me the 1 will go to a 2. The 2, because this would be the 3, would go back down to a 1. So this would end up being a 1, 2 pair. I don't know why I colored these green as opposed to blue. 1, 2, and 3. That is just 4. That was waiting. There's clearly a 9 in here now with Sudoku. No 9 in there. This is 5, 6, 7, or 8, all of which is allowed. This is 6, 7, or 8, not 9. 6 works with a 1. That can't be 6 because, of course, I can't have double 1 in box 6. So this is 7, 8, or 9. I'm not sure, by the way, I'm doing the right thing. Actually, the 3 did give me the 1 and 3. When I rewound, I kind of didn't undo this part. So that just 5, 6, 7, and 8. No, I'm not going to pencil mark this. 1, 2, 3, 4 tells me the bigger of the 7 digits is in here. So this is 5 or 6 with 1 or 2. Can't be 1. That's 2. That's 5. So no 5s in here. So this is from 6, 7, 8. I mean, the entire box is from 6, 7, 8. So not exactly learning much there. I've so far ignored the 20 cage, which is maybe not so smart. 20 in 3 cells is averaging 6 2/3, so we are talking about reasonably high digits in here. I seem to remember that this is somewhat forced, that there's only 2 ways of doing this, 6, 7, 9 and 5, 7, 8. No, there's another way, of course, which would be 3, 8, 9, isn't it? So you either have the 9, and then if you have the 8, you're forced with a 3. If you don't have the 8, you have a 7, and then you're forced to have the 6. And the last option is not having a 9, so 8, 7, and 5. Yeah. So these are my options. There's no digit that's forced in there, other than the fact that it has to have at least 2 high digits, and then a third in the column. This is not useful. 2, already got 1, 3, 4. That could be any of them, 6, 7, 8, not 9. It does give me a 6, 7, 8 triple. So this cell is not a high digit. So if you look at my options, I can't use 6, 7, 9 anymore because this cell can be none of them. I can use a 5 and I can use a 3. So essentially, I have a 5 with a 7, 8 possible, or a 3 with an 8, 9. There has to be now an 8 in here, meaning that is not an 8. And I can lose these and I can lose this 8, and these two have to have an 8. That is not an 8. Now the 3, 5, the 5 would have to go to a 4, which would break because it would require a double 9. So that is not 5, that is a 3, and therefore this is 8, 9 pair. Can't be a 4, it's a 2, and then a 1, and then neighbors that are 7, 8, or 9, 7, 8, or 9. Lovely. That 1 gave me 3, and therefore this has to be 8. This has to be, well, 8 or 9, but it's not an 8, 9 pair. You've got an 8, 9 pair here, so this has to be the 7, the 8, the 9, and therefore the 8 down here, not the 8 there, or the 7 for that matter, that's 9. That tells me this is 6, so this is a 7, 8 pair, and therefore this is 6. That has to be 1, 2 on the Dutch Whisper for it not to break. This could be, anything again, so not very useful. Then back to a low digit that is not 2 or 3, it is 1 or 4. 4 still works with 8 and 9. No, it doesn't. Why is this cell not 8? This is not 8. So 4 in here would require 9 there, and a 9 here, which won't work. So that's 1, which gives me 2, gives me 3, gives me back to 1. No 1s in here. Don't know what's going on with this 1, 4 still. 1, 2 pair leaves 7 alive, which would be too close to 4, but TBD. 8, of course, removed 8s from both of these. There's now a definite 6 in here. Like KROPKI does, you always have to have an even digit and an odd digit. In fact, we actually know where the 6 is. That's 6. That's not 6, and that is not 6 either. It was never 6 because it was too close to the 2. So never mind. This is not 2, 9. It could be 3, 8. And presumably it could be 4, 7. I'm not seeing anything preventing that right now. Not a 3. In fact, another RENBAN. 1, 2, 3. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cells. So on here I have to have a 3. And then another, I don't actually have a 2. This has to be 4, and this has to be 5. Kind of forgot about this for a while. I think I've used most of the variant clues at this point, so I should probably just do a bit of a tidy up. No 3, 8, so this is a 4, 7 pair, which gives me an 8 down here. Nothing preventing any of the options there or there. This 4 is too close to the 6 on the Dutch Whisper, so it's definitely 1. 7 and 9 all of work. 6, 7, 9 all of which work. 7, 8 It's not 8. That's 7. That's 8. That's the remaining missing digit, which I think is a 5, which gives me 7 in here. It allows me to complete this row with a 4. And then I have another low digit, another high digit, 6, 7, 9, but it's not a 6, so that has to be 6. Another 7, 9 with a 5. So 5, 7, 9. And it's not 7, of course. I've got a 4, 7 pair at the top, so that's my 7. 5, 9, and then 3 to complete the column. And we're now down to essentially just some Sudoku. So let's see how tricky I'll make it seem. 4, 5 pair. 4, 5, 7. That's the only place for a 7. That's the 4, that's the 5, that's the 4. I need 5, 6, and 3. The 3 and 6 are not here, so that's the 5. That's the 3, that's the 6. That is the 5 in the column. I need 4, 5. Well, the 4 can only be here, the 5 can only be there, and then the last digit, which is 9. That's 5 and 9. This is known. 7. 6 and something, 6 and 8. Not resolved. Not resolved. 8 and 9. That's 8. That's 9. 2 and 6. Not resolved again. 2 more known digits. In fact, all of them. But 8 and something. 8 and 2 again. Except this time we do have a resolution. And that's 2. That's 8. And then another 2, 7 and 6. Not resolved. 6, 7. So we have another 4, 7 in here, plus a 6. I can place a 6, and this is a 7, this is a 4, this is a 7. That 6 gave me 8, 6, and 8. Hasn't actually resolved this. Oh, yes, it has. 6, 2, 7, 6. Right, let's just wrap this up quickly now. I need a 4, and if I've not made any mistakes, 5 for the finish. Lovely puzzle as ever. Willpower, nice, smooth puzzle to enjoy on Easter Monday. Is it really such a thing as Easter Monday? I'm going to call it Easter Monday. Hope you guys enjoyed the puzzle, and I'll see you back soon. Bye-bye for now.